My name is Tom Roberto, you're an audience, and this is Tech Squid. Today I'd like to talk about service. It's something near and dear to my heart and kind of the career path I've chosen. And I want to kind of explain why I did that. A lot of people ask me why I went from selling technology, hardware, solutions, designing things, running engineering teams, and then go into field installation, service, maintenance businesses. It's not something that everybody does, so I'd like to kind of explain it. And I've also noticed that lately I've been having a lot of experiences in retail and business that kind of loosely ties to this and kind of my philosophy on it. So I'd like to share it and see if anybody agrees. I worked for a company for a long time that basically designed technology solutions. So we would hear what people's problems are, and then we would design a technology solution that basically pulled together a bunch of parts that we didn't make, but that we made work together. It's called integration, and this can be anything from getting certain pieces of software to talk to one another and running them on a computer and a server, all the way through picking TVs and speakers and all sorts of different technologies and pulling them together to give somebody an experience. And it's a lot of fun. You get to play with a lot of cool tech. You get to meet a lot of great people. You're selling tech solutions and you're able to kind of talk tech. And it feels very high-end, right? Because you're playing with a bunch of stuff that you couldn't afford by yourself. And what ended up happening was you find yourself selling things to people that maybe they don't want. Or you find yourself kind of almost creating the market for yourself. So, somebody's used the example, hammers looking for nails, right? We were pushing technology and solutions to certain folks that maybe didn't need it. We were also constantly trying to make the market kind of follow what we were doing. And it just kind of felt disingenuous after a while. And then I also kind of enjoyed the consultancy part where you were recommending things to people, hearing what their problems were and trying to help them, which is more of a service, right? It's not selling them product or consistently looking for them to buy onto something that they're going to need for life or always need your help with. I certainly don't want to feel like the smartest guy in the room. I'd love to be helpful. I'd love people to respect me. But I think people respect you for services that you offer them or help that you give them versus feeling smart and knowing what products to pick. So I went into the service industry, and what I've kind of noticed lately is the world has continued to follow this consumerism approach of consumption. There's just a constant need for new models, new features, new clients, new markets, sell, push, and no one is kind of focused on quality or being genuinely interested in what people's problems are, giving them features that they want versus other ways, and just kind of pushing things that were easy to do. Sometimes good enough is good, and there's all sorts of philosophies around how you can attack a problem, but there's not enough people attacking problems, right? There's nobody chasing the issues. There's people chasing other people with larger wallets. So I felt that service was a really good choice. You get out there, you can help people. You may not be playing with the coolest tech or trying to sell something that you yourself would want to play with, but more listening to what people are doing, listening to what they need, actually giving them guidance on stuff. And sometimes that's not super interesting, but it certainly helps the marketplace, right? If retailers are buying things that can actually benefit them, if businesses are buying things that can actually benefit them, that helps the economy on a whole. It helps the tech business kind of hold on to a quality and craftsmanship MO, and not necessarily just being slimy and pushing things that maybe people don't want. The other thing is I'm not tied to one vertical, right? I'm not just selling marketing solutions. I'm not just selling IT solutions. It's listening to what people's problems are and then trying to help them through that or fix what they might already have. I think that's a really unique attitude that not a lot of people have today. I feel like the problem with the generations that are coming up, myself included, is that there's no focus on craftsmanship. There's no focus on customer service and being involved in the nuts and bolts of it. and that it's more about, let's create something new. I want to create an app, a website. I want to cobble together some sort of solution that someone will pay for so that I can play with it. And then when I get bored, I'm going to sell them something else. Having a new iPhone every year or coming out with a new version of the app every week. There's no focus on customer service and actually servicing your client, being honest, asking why. Why are you using it this way? Why are you doing that? What do you need to be able to do, and what would you like to be able to do? Because there's a big difference, right? And if you can help aid in that process and actually get your hands filthy, get into the muck, and come out with something that would be helpful for them, affordable, offer value, I think that's important. But then moreover than that, actually offering up service ongoing, being able to keep that solution working. If something breaks, being able to fix it and understanding why it broke, being able to offer up ideas on new iterations that would help them down the line versus let's just buy the new thing. I think I see this a lot now where students come in out of school and they know a lot about features. They were taught about commands, and they were taught about how to do something and all the little widgets and nuts and bolts inside of a piece of software and how to use it and what to do and how to create things for other people, right? That's great. But in technology, the details are kind of irrelevant because you can learn those details today. You're going to have to learn those details today, but then they're going to change tomorrow. Something new will be out because people are always pushing something. There's always a consumption requirement to feed. And you're going to get caught up in that and then be passé. If you understand why people want to do that, what the global economy needs, things that hold true for generations, you can actually be able to piece together things and learn the details as you need them, but then not focus on the details. You don't have to be the smartest guy in the room knowing every command. You just have to know why you'd have to pick certain products or how those products work together and why you would need those commands. I think that there's not a focus on that today. Students don't know that coming in. They were never forced to go through customer service training. They were never put into the field and actually see real life deployments. They were never seeing a project go through completion. They're just taught how to build it and then sell it and move on to the next thing. And I think that's, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If we don't teach our students about service and what the customer is going to really want and how to add value, then you're not actually going to be able to sustain those products and sustain those relationships ongoing. Service businesses are really the businesses that are thriving. You look at Amazon, right? Everybody talks about Amazon, how great it is. At the end of the day, Amazon's a service business. They're about logistics. How do I get that product to that person's door in a box, maybe even the same day? That's a service that people want, and the website is a service to find products that they might be looking for. And the problem is that retailers are not focused on service. They're focused on selling things. The OEMs are not focused on offering services. They're focused on selling more new things and creating a new product line or creating a new thing. People don't always want new things. It's nice to have new things, but you don't really need that long term. You really want to be able to service something and have some craftsmanship to it, have somebody appreciate what they have and then maybe buy something else from you later on because you helped them keep something running for as long as possible. It's about knowing people, right? When I came to the service industry, there was a couple of things right off the bat that I knew I wanted to kind of go out there and try, and I've had some success with it. One thing is people like sane pricing. They don't always need the cheapest thing or the most expensive thing. People just want to understand what they're paying for. If I buy something, what does it come with? How long is that going to last for? What are the gotchas about that? So we came up with some pure price things where we're selling it as a SKU, like a product, where you just buy it. We're never going to ask for more money. It's been wildly successful. People really want sane pricing. They want to understand what that is. People also want to have an experience, right? If there's great customer service, if we can deliver things in a way that's unique and memorable, people want that, right? And in some cases, they want something to be not memorable at all. They want us to be in and out and quiet and not be in their way. And that, again, is an experience, right? Being behind the scenes and not the biggest extravaganza in their face. People don't want to feel like they're taken advantage of. They're being taken advantage of. You look at Facebook, right? I put my data onto their platform, I use it for communication, and then they're selling my information out the back door. People don't appreciate that, right? People wonder, why am I using this service if that's what they're going to do? They're not being genuine, right? They're not being honest. They're taking advantage of me, and they're not respecting my privacy. At the end of the day, if Facebook really was focused on service and not necessarily new products, Facebook would realize that they're building a platform, a communication mechanism, a medium that they could be selling. And there's plenty of people with great quality content that would want to get it to people's face without the need for commercials and marketing and basically just trying to blast people with ads to get them to buy something. And I'm sure people would appreciate that too, right? Finding great content, using a service that connects people together. Is what Facebook's all about, not necessarily just having access to your data. So when you're not genuine and you're not looking for to impress people with that service, then you're going to find yourself in a world of hurt like Facebook is. I think people also want kind of a mission and message, and that's more what I'm talking about. It's the blue collar message, right? Roseanne's back on TV. Everyone likes the middle class, blue collar, get your hands dirty attitude. They want to be associated with something that has hard work involved, being proud, being able to push something out there that's honest and good. And I think that's what service is all about. It's about being honest. It's about being good. It's about offering people something that they really want, and then understanding everything else that goes into that. So, I'm a tech guy by trade. I want to understand technology, but I like to understand it in a way where it can serve other people. I want to know how it works and be able to fix it. I want to be able to understand it on a macro level, not necessarily tinker around with it and then get it to the point where I could sell it to somebody and not tell them that it's crap, right? Actually understanding how to service somebody long term and really know what their needs are. Maybe I don't push this, maybe they want that, maybe they don't need these features, maybe something breaks and they can live with it. Things that I think happen in every single vertical. It's not just tech, but it allows me to be an honest person and offer something that I think people would get behind. That mission and that message is something that I think people want to hear. I feel like customer service and service in general is a dying art. I deal with field technicians every single day, and you find that more of them are actually older than younger guys. Younger guys are trying to figure out how to build the next Facebook, and they want to play with building new computers and apps and phones and all sorts of new things. There's no one coming out saying, I want to go and install that. I want to understand what it takes to get it on the wall and then be proud that something hangs there for 10 years. I feel like we need to be teaching our kids this. I feel like customer service and field service should be mandatory in almost every position across every single vertical. You should be forced to go out in the field and see what it's like. I think every single CEO should understand what client service means, what customer service is, sit in their call centers. I think that they should be out in the field and understand what their field techs are dealing with. I'm proud to say that I work for two men that they're involved every day, and at least they understand what's going on with the field force and what's going on out there than sitting behind a desk and telling people to sell. I think that if we can pull kids back into this and teach them that and force our workplaces to push service, it'll help the American economy, it'll help our retailers, it'll help our brands. I feel like one of the problems that we face is that people are not focused on service. Amazon caught wind of that and they're killing everybody with it, right? I talked about this in my last video. If retailers could just get on board and figure out how to offer these services and tell people what they want to hear and give them stuff that they want versus stuff that maybe is just cheaper or has great marketing, I think they're going to find themselves in a really great position. I laugh because we laugh at hipsters and make fun of them with their glasses and their point of view, but there's a couple of good things about the hipster movement, right? The less stuff, more quality message and being able to build something with their hands and use it for a long period of time. I think if more people were coming out of school with that, understanding how to build something, understanding how to get dirty and what it takes to actually get something into the field, fully past the sales process, I think there'd be a lot more quality product out there. I think people would be willing to pay for those services. and there'd be more job opportunities for folks versus just assembling something and then selling it. I feel like we should probably listen to our service professionals. We should be pushing this out into education and job training, and I hope you guys feel the same. I hope this has maybe enlightened you to look at that a little further. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe, hit like, share this video, see if we can get more service professionals out there, people talking about services, not just selling new things. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.